Mary here with Farmer Friday, and boy, it's been a long day. I'm trying to find something to lean y'all up against and stay. Okay, that looks like it might work as long as the wind doesn't blow too hard and nobody crashes into the shelves. We're good. Oh, so a lot of work this week, especially potting up tomatoes. With the ones I potted this afternoon, I have over 600 tomato plants in 3 to 4 inch pots. There are more germinating and more no soil blocks in the house. I'm trying to get ready for the plant sale and not just the plant sale, but to sell throughout the spring. What else has been happening? We're getting very close to Esmeralda's due date. I think we're at 15 days. And it wouldn't surprise me if she went a day or two early because she's really huge. You'll see. I'll show her to you in a few minutes when I'm done with Bambi. What else has been going on? I finally put the cover and the chintzy little greenhouse in the bit right by the house. It's a little wacko. I think that's me. I think I need to go back and probably look at some of the directions. I also think some of my issue is probably that my ground is not level enough. And that was, they did make a big point of having level ground in the directions, but there's just so much I can do. So as long as we don't have a snowstorm or a big windstorm, I think we'll be okay. And then my other little experiment of covering the sides of the old milk area with plastic, and then just having row cover over some tomato plants in there overnight. That has worked tremendously well, and those plants are looking really amazing. They're getting really big. They are all bigger varieties, you know, like there's some Brandywine and some big boys, some better boys over there. So that's they're getting really big. I think there's some early girls in there and some Cherokee purples. So what, do we have a fly? It's been very, very warm today. It was like, I don't know, 70 something, but it was really toasty. As you can see, I'm stripped all the way down to just one short sleeve shirt. That doesn't happen all winter. And I will probably put a long sleeve shirt back on sometime this evening as the sun going down. What was I thinking about? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Hang on. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I got the cover put up on the other greenhouse. The tomatoes in the new space are doing really super good. So what I've been doing since I start them under lights in the house, and no matter how good your lights are, they're just not a substitute for real sunlight. So I start them in there, and then I put them in the itty bitty baby greenhouse. And Bambi, what is your issue? Hi, girl. Lost my train of thought again. So I put them in the little bitty greenhouse. Do you still have a fly, honey? I sprayed you. Anyway, I put them in the little greenhouse, and then as soon as they are over their transplant shock, they're starting to take off and stuff, I've been taking them over to the old milk area. I don't know what to call that space, a plant station maybe. It's not a greenhouse, it doesn't have a top other than some bird netting. So let me think a minute. Whoops, sorry about that. Alrighty. I did discover that probably, sorry, I got something on my face, sorry. Probably the reason I had so much issue with my jalapeno pepper seeds sprouting was because I finally looked at the package. They were from 2011, which is getting pretty old. Some of them were sprouting. We did get a few, but they didn't sprout very fast and there aren't very many of them. So I did pick up some new fresh seed, and I discovered that my local Walmart had a little small heat mat about the size of a you know, a seed starting tray. It was a little pricey, but I thought, I need more heat space. I need to do more. What? You have snacks. And so I grabbed it, and now I did seed some peppers on that one, but they only been in there 2-3 days, so I can't expect them to germinate that fast. But what I discovered was this new heat mat was much warmer than my old one, but that could be because my old one's probably 35 years old. It was probably I've been thinking I need to buy a new one. So there was that. So I have some peppers and things seeded, hot peppers, sweet peppers. There's more tomatoes coming out. Some herbs are almost ready to pot up, like some lemon balm and some different kinds of thyme. I don't remember. Oh, basil. There's a little bit of basil. Basil doesn't like to be hot, to be cold, so it works better if I wait till things are warming up, and then it'll sprout good. What else have we been doing besides the massive tomato plantings? And of course you got to mix all the potting soil. The seed starting mix, I mixed that my own. And my potting mix to pot up into pots, I mixed that myself too. With a little peat moss and some perlite, and then some compost from my ginormous compost piles. Oh, the news of the week. We're trying a little experiment, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. Yesterday morning, I think it was yesterday, when I came out to feed, I found a whole bunch of little holes dug all over up along by the buck pens and the chicken pens. And that's what it looks like when skunks and raccoons come in and start digging for worms and grubs. Well, if that's all they would do is eat worms and grubs, it'd be all right. But they like to have chicken dinners. And not all of my pens, some of them need some repairs and maintenance, and so, and I don't have enough hours in a day right this minute. So last night I did not lock Digger back in his kennel. So he has been out since yesterday afternoon, loose. I was a little scared this morning that there would be things chewed up and mangled everywhere. That wasn't the case this morning. However, he and I have been into it a couple of times throughout the day, like him just laying up there and just biting off branches off my fig tree. Yeah. But He hasn't seemed to be trying to dig out of the fence or anything like that, so I figure we'll see what happens, because at least if he is inside the yard and barking and investigating things, generally predators of most kinds won't come in. So, what else? Will you knock it off? You're so cranky tonight. Ay, ay, ay. What? You still got some snacks there, sister. Yeah, you still got some snacks. I'll give you a little bit more because I know you're going to eat it all, but boy, howdy. So, Bambi has stood there perfectly still. Well, the camera wasn't on and I wasn't talking to y'all. So I don't know, she just cranky because she's jealous. I'm not talking to her and feeding her snacks. Yes, you can have peanuts in a minute. Hang on, I gotta pour the milk. Just chill out. You are such a cranky girl today. Don't know what's wrong with you. You can see Miss Esmeralda at the gate waiting to get in to eat her snacks. Let's see, what have I talked about? See, I'll forget what I already told you about. Told you about the greenhouses and the plant station. Got more plants to go. I got more seeds to start. Oh, Bambi, it's a cat. Just quit. The ground is already so dry in spots that I am having to run a sprinkler tonight. Because my bed's up there with some cabbage and broccoli and pak choi, and they were really wilty looking today, and the ground was very dry, so we did have a little rain the other day, but it was only like 1/10 of an inch. So it's been a little bit since we had, you know, 1/2 inch of rain at once. So these girls are all shedding like crazy. Yep, just shedding like crazy. What are you doing, Esmeralda? It'll be your turn in a minute, honey. Digger seems to be doing okay, being out on the loose. Oh my goodness. Got the patience to pull all the guard hairs. I don't know if you can see that. These long, stiff, coarse guard hairs. If you had the patience to pull all those out, so you just have the really soft, fuzzy stuff, that's cashmere. Of course, in a real cashmere goat, it'd be much, much longer and much better quality. But that's what it is. I mean, you could use it, you could spin it. It would just take a huge amount of labor. But that would be just a fun project. Like I don't have enough projects to do these days. Let's see, what else is up on the agenda? April's gonna be a super busy month. The first Saturday of April is Esmeralda's due date, and then I think we've got some markets and things, special events all happening on the other Saturdays of the month. So you can watch my Facebook page for news of events where I will be at or where my products will be at. Spring is coming, and this is like about my favorite time of year. fall anymore doesn't come like it's into summer, but it's not like a suddenly happens and all. Woohoo! It's fall. Spring is a little bit more like that. It's more like, ooh, spring's coming. Ooh, it's warmer. The days are longer. Hallelujah. The flowers are blooming and the plants are growing. Fall is more like, oh my God, it's still 90 degrees in September. Yeah, some years are like that. Oh, let's see. I will try to put in some of the things I have done this week. Egg production is up. I think. And then we have the baby pak choi and the Swiss chard are also doing really good in the garden. And, oh, I have a little surprise. I will see if I have a minute to do that when I get done with these goats. Well, there was a little train wreck there for a minute. Miss Storm bullied her way through the gate while I was trying to let Miss Esmeralda get in. Yes, Miss Essie. Let's see if we can... I think your udder is starting to get a little bigger. It's not popping, but it's slightly plumper than it has been. Yeah. And she's just huge. I cannot put my arms around her. I can't. I can't get my arms halfway around that belly. So remember, left is lunch and right is Rugrats. That's because our rumen and our stomach and stuff are all over here on the left side. And then our babies are mostly on the right and down underneath. And boy, howdy, we are really hanging down low today. Wowza. I'm quite certain that we have at least triplets. We have almost 2 weeks left to go. Or 15 days or something like that. I'm not sure if that was babies moving or just rumens and belly rumbles. Is that baby's moving? Oh, she doesn't really like me to touch her these days. Esmeralda's always been kind of a standoffy goat. You know, just not one of those in your pocket kind of goats. She kind of does her own thing. On the other hand, Storm will follow you anywhere if you have food. Well, I guess most goats will, but she definitely will. Yup, you're just going to have to stand there and wait because it wasn't your turn yet, and I see you working that halter off. Yes, I see you. I see you. She does that. She wiggles herself around and wiggles her head around, and until she can get the noseband off, and then she has the halter around her neck. Then she tries to go someplace, and then she's choking herself to death. Nobody ever called you the brightest crayon in the box, honey. Yeah. Don't eat it. Really. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Really? Well, it wasn't your turn when you barged in here. and tried to get cut in line. So you get to stand there and wait, and then it will be your turn next. Oh, do you think that string is holding you there? You're too funny. So here's what I was excited about. These are the Mikado turnips. These are Japanese salad turnips. And look what I saw today. It's so cute. It's so little. I'm gonna wait for them to get a little bit bigger. There's a few in here. Let's see. That are getting some size to them. So that one's got some. It's just crooked. And it's hard to be looking and filming at the same time. There it is. I don't know if you can kind of see that down in there. So, that one in the back. It's getting a little bit of size to it. I'm excited. I'm excited for the little turnips. Yummies. So if you come out in the morning and you have a whole bunch of holes dug around your yard or your garden, especially where you might have grubs or earthworms, then you have been visited by either a skunk or a raccoon. And if you have chickens, they will kill them. Fortunately, this morning, everybody looks okay. But that means I need to get some traps set. What are you doing? What are you doing, Digger Dog? Have you been a good boy? Have you been a good boy, huh? What are you doing? Oh, no, we had to chase the cat. Okay.